I think about art, you forget where you are and who you're with. Art brings together folks from all backgrounds and brings out that creativity within. And what better place to have that foundation than within some of our Milwaukee neighborhoods.
Very often people don't notice a space until there is something that animates it, and public art can do that.
The Greater Milwaukee Foundation, in recognition of its 100 years of service, wanted to do something special. That is where the Mary Knoll Fund and the Healthy Neighborhoods Initiative partnered together and created the Healthy Neighborhoods Arts Initiative. We have some core principles that we operate: building social connections in neighborhoods, promoting a positive image, and also improving public spaces within neighborhoods.
What started the process was that we convened artists and worked with the neighborhood organizations to have artists and neighborhood representatives start to talk about what they wanted in their neighborhoods. After the artists were chosen, the neighborhoods and the artists started to form a team. The Havenwoods project is unusual in that it actually was done by a team of artists, and one of the pieces of the project involved the Lighthouse Youth Center. The students from Lighthouse participated in all elements of the project. They worked on the design with the artists, they worked on the fabrication, and they actually installed the pieces with the artists. So it was a full circle project.
I think we all had a great time. Everyone was able to put their 2 cents in, and so when one student would be done, 20 minutes later we'd get another group in there, and somebody would have to finish somebody else's line in mosaic. So nothing is completely all one person. It's a real true mosaic in the sense of kind of a sociological piece, and it's also physically a mosaic as an art piece. So it's really kind of a beautiful metaphor for the community.
I did the birds, a little bit of the water, and part of the sun.
I did this part, this part, this part, this part, this part, everything.
When I get older, if it's still here, I can tell my son or my daughter that I did that.
Elementary students worked with the artists directly to plaster the sculpture that ended up in Sherman Park. Most of the residents have never participated to that degree in actually creating art that becomes a part of the landscape.
Without the support and the sponsorship from the Greater Milwaukee Foundation, through the Mary Knoll Fund, this would not have been possible. It is a very moving piece because of all of the different images of religious symbols, cultural symbols, which really show the diversity of the Sherman Park neighborhood and our city as a whole.
Riverworks Development Corporation actually put out their own requests for proposals for the artery site. They collected proposals from 18 local artists and artist teams, and they impaneled a group and selected the artist Tiana Bowie for that project.
So I was thinking of the idea of bridging the communities together and what that meant. And so the poem says, taking root, pulling together, land beyond hill, hope bridges all. So this idea of Harambee meaning Swahili for bringing together, and River West being considered the land beyond the hill, and how we can bring together the community. And so I'm talking about that in these words, and the word bridges and hope.
I'm proud to say that I am here as a supporter and a fan. This truly is a work of the collaboration of community entities, the sponsors and Riverworks, Mary Knowles Foundation to help make this happen.
One of the projects created work for Pulaski Park, which is in the process of being rejuvenated.
Early on, neighbors said that they wanted art to be in the park, that it should reflect the cultural and historical nature of the neighborhood. In this park, we have the Kinnickinnic River running right through the middle of the park, and that river is changing. 2.5 miles of concrete are being removed. These benches are a symbol of this change and the future changes that are coming to the park and to the neighborhoods.
Painted purple and I painted some blue and some green.
The neighbors also helped plan the final celebration that we're at today, and so it was their idea to have cake and to have Zumba and bring people together to celebrate the installation of the benches.
The Capitol Heights neighborhood was interested in promoting the neighborhood's identity.
The signs are a part of a project that we did in conjunction with Alverno College, funded through the Mary Knoll Fund. The signs were created as a way for residents and people who don't live in our neighborhood to identify our neighborhood. So it kind of helps to give us a neighborly pride.
Antoinette Vaughn called Alverno and said that she needed an original logo, that she needed to visually brand this neighborhood association that she was creating. And so I said that was perfect. That's what I asked my students to do. Antoinette came in, they interviewed her, they determined her needs and her wish list. Several of the students then went to the Capitol Heights neighborhood, took photos, got a sense of who the community is, what its challenges are, what its strengths are, came back and put together a beautiful design package which they later presented or pitched to Antoinette.
I hope people will take away that they're connected to a family. So it's not just you coming home and keeping to yourself, but you interacting with your neighbors, having that sense of family. So it's sort of like when I remember when I was younger, I knew my neighbors, I knew them blocks away. So we're hoping to reignite that again.